This episode brought to you by the Hot Drop Podcast Beta Calendar. It is a beta. There are going to be mistakes.
This is Hot Drop, where we bring you premier PUBG analysis and stuff in here. I'm Dano.
I'm Cody.
And I'm John. We stream Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv hotdrop_podcast. Discord link and the hotline number are in the show notes. Hit up these to share your thoughts with us. Our topics for today include mobile and PC updates, John's feedback about us as people and how he feels about the show, random other tidbits, tiddly bits. Now let's get into it.
Oh, who's that voice? It's John.
Hey, I'm back.
Who's that voice? Who's that voice? It's John.
I'm not back. I'm in the UK.
He's over the sea still.
Yeah, I'm back from Italy.
He's back, Mo Trucks.
And I made pasta for on my own the other day, and it was delicious.
You waited until he was out of Italy to make pasta.
Well, because they were doing it for me. You
to
just hate
showboat
people.
to the other English millennials, which are a totally different breed of millennial.
Totally. No, I was just like, I can do it as good as the Italians.
And did you?
And then your wife said, "Oh no, no! Get back to work, computer boy."
No, so I made 3 little bunches of it, and I wrapped them together as I was shown, but I kind of squeezed them too hard, so a couple of them turned into like half lumps of dough and half pasta.
Oh no!
So
then again, I would enjoy a boiled lump of dough.
So exactly. So I ate those, and then Sheen got the pasta. But it was a good one nest, about a serving for a person was totally fresh and fine, and then the other 2 about half turned into lumps of dough, and the rest it was good pasta.
So you don't have to leave those to sit and dry, right? You can just, once they're coated in the flour and stuff, you can just boil them, right?
Right, but they cook so quick that I was waiting for Sheen to get home. So I was packaging them to keep them from drying out, which I don't think is necessary. I think it's fine if they dry out a bit after you wrap them, but I'm not sure. I'm going to be testing that. But the best would just be to throw it in some water after you make it.
Solid.
Nice. Hot tips on PUBG and hot tips on pasta.
2 eggs and a cup of flour. That's what or 200 grams of flour and 2 eggs.
Whoa.
Oh,
Let's not get metric here, bruh. Listen, this here is America. 2/3 of this podcast is American.
This here is UK.
America.
Okay.
Anyway, what have you been up to? Where have you been? Are you coming back? Are you leaving us forever? What's the deal?
Yeah, I'm gone forever. I mean, we'll find out. I mean, I'm here for the time being until we get paperwork, but it's cool. I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to pop back in stream, but until then, everybody else should come play with you.
Hey.
That's true. Again, we want to push out to you guys that we are trying to play with as many of you as possible these days. That means mobile. That means Xbox. That means PC. And so on Sundays or Mondays and Thursdays, you guys need to watch out, check the Discord, because we are going to ask specifically first anybody who is in our supporters lounge if they want to play with us for drop night. If nobody in the supporters lounge is available to play, then we go to the plebes.
That's you.
How do you not be a plebe? You give us $1
on Patreon.
or
$1 per month.
Or you
Minimum.
use your free Twitch Prime subscription, go to our Twitch page, subscribe, you get a sweet emote, and you get notified when we hop online. It's a win-win for us.
Also,
And we get your money.
Great chat in the special room that you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty accurate. There's some special, never before seen footage, pictures. We ask you guys the hot questions.
The champagne room, which I was just chatting with Bedford in before we were recording. I just hopped in there because I saw him in there.
Champagne rooms, exclusive to the top tier Hot Drop donation people.
Yeah,
it's just $1 a month too. It's included. So, supporters lounge, champagne room,
pretty cool.
It's pretty magic.
Community night.
Yeah, Xbox Community Night, the 31st of this month. That's coming up quick, ladies and gents. That's this Sunday.
That's Sunday.
2 p.m. 2 p.m. Run some
Why are we
custom-
doing it at 2 p.m.? So we can get some of you Brits in there. So
And if
let's
you don't-
do this thing.
Don't show up, Brits. We're banning you.
Man forever.
Ban forever.
On a side and completely unrelated note, Ban Ray.
Moving on. Because we have a lot to cover.
Yeah.
So this one, on a semi-serious note, let's talk about this real quick.
What is this?
This was our first real controversy.
Time to squash the beef.
The beef is being squished.
Oh, yeah.
So here's what
Had
happened.
some beefaroni.
Our sister game, should we call it our sister game? Apex?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, cousin game.
Cousin game. The
Kiss
one
and
we play
cousins.
from time to time. The one we almost turned into a podcast about.
Did we?
No.
No.
They have a multitude of podcasts out there right now, and there's one called the Apex Hubcast.
Shout out.
And so what happened was they went onto Twitter and were like, hey, guys, we're going to rebrand. We are going to change our name. And so here are a couple options that we're thinking about. Vote on the one that's your favorite. And one of them happened to be the Hot Drop Podcast.
Bum, bum,
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to us.
We
At
did
all.
not know this was happening. Nor would I personally do not think that I would have reacted the way that some of you did.
Nope. That's correct.
Which there were torches, there was shouting, there were pitchforks outside of their castle, yelling at them for slighting us, the Hot Drop Podcast.
Attempting to capitalize on our brand that we built. I don't necessarily see it that way. I think that was
I
completely
don't see it that way at all. Not
completely
necessarily, not at all.
way over the top. It's nice that you guys brought it to our attention because we like to hear what's going on and stuff in the news and the podcast world. And I definitely don't want someone to call themselves our name, but they didn't realize that there was another podcast named Hot Drop. That's really it. That it's completely a mistake on their side. They admitted to it. They apologized. They said nothing but good things. The dude seemed extremely nice. I also apologize for not getting back to him because I was actually on vacation. I saw it, and then I playfully just typed, because, I'm kind of a troll at heart, just a little bit. I just playfully gave it a little, emoji, the thinking face emoji. And thinking, like, this is just dumb, whatever, it's just going to blow over, I don't even care. I just wanted to see how they would react. And then we just saw all of these supporters of Hot Drop flooding them saying, like, what are you guys doing? This is ridiculous. I can't believe you'd steal their name. All that stuff. Did not tell our viewership to do that whatsoever. Like, that was on them, because I was actually out of the Discord on vacation, getting very drunk on St. Paddy's Day. And then I come back to all these messages saying, like, I'm so sorry. Like, we didn't realize. Like, this is from the Hubcast guys. They were just like, so sorry. We didn't realize to, we should have just done a Google search to see that there was already a Hot Drop podcast out there. So I don't blame you guys at all. There's no hard feelings. There's nothing. This is just a fake controversy from our side. Just don't even think that we're telling our group to do anything or respond to you guys, because that was just, I don't know where that came from.
Well, I definitely appreciate the community looking out for us, but torches are not pitchforks and torches not necessary in this instance. But
Definitely not.
appreciate the support.
Yep. So even though that was a long story, go to the Apex Hubcast. They actually are a pretty well-written podcast. They care about the game a lot. I've listened to a couple of the episodes here, and it's definitely worth the listen. I know a lot of you are playing Apex, so go ahead, give them a follow, try to engage with them, because they know what they're talking about, and they really care about the game like we do. So
Yeah.
do it to it, Pruitt.
All right. Any other housekeeping items?
Probably should vacuum, but that's about it.
All right.
What about the letter?
The later. They have turned, and by they I mean Player Unknown and his Battlegrounds have turned 2 years old on March 23rd.
Little baby.
What a widow Todd was.
Celebrating its 2-year anniversary on March 23rd. What an amazing 2 years it has been, they say. And I remember picking this game up not long after that. I think end of March.
April.
End of March, beginning of April.
Like that.
Yeah, it was very soon after. We saw this game from the very beginning and all of its beautiful, buggy glory. It was still a pretty great game when it came out.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, they had obviously so far to go, but it was so fun to get in early and see how it changed over the years. And to commemorate that, we've got a new skin. It's just a baseball cap that just has a winged number 2 on it to
Looks
commemorate
real, huh?
the second anniversary.
Yeah, except for all the jagged edges, John. Idiot.
Oh, Jesus. So this is a letter. Comes out of the CEO of PUBG Corp, just talking about how much they've done, the fact that they love us, and they appreciate our support. They're giving out this hat as a skin on console and on PC from April 9th to May 7th. So to claim, visit the in-game store and purchase the item for free. They also talk about some changes that they're making to Erangel. Nothing we didn't already know, but it's the first batch of improvements coming to the loot tables, and that is coming out tonight, March 27th. We'll see the first round of changes. And they're going to iterate. They're going to change some things. They'll change the map around. Hopefully, they'll do some of the stuff that we talked about, like making the points of interest interesting.
That'd be so cool.
You know? So they welcome our feedback, and we already know that they've been getting a lot of feedback about that stuff. We'll dive into more opinions on this a little bit later. Yeah, everyone's got opinions. So there's a little bit of video message as well at the end if you're curious about that. But yeah, happy birthday, PUBG, turning 2.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So Cody's been doing this Russian/Chicago accent. So if you can just work that into the podcast here and there, that'd be great. I would appreciate that.
Will do.
All right.
Will do.
While you were out, John.
While John was out, John.
While John was out, John
was out.
Oh, that we missed a good opportunity to synchronize at that last part.
Ah.
Okay.
that
Ready?
was
On 3, we all do it. Yeah, but it's gonna be
really
it's gonna
bad.
be so bad, and that's the point. 1, 2, 3.
overlap.
While John was out.
Just edit them together. Don't make us try and do that.
The show's live. I can't edit anything. You know this. Oh, Jesus. All right. So John was out. We had a couple episodes without him. One was a fantastic interview with Beauty and the Beard.
Which I'm sad I missed. That
Fantastic. It was
That was really
fantastic interview. And they were lovely people, Ash and Matt. And we'd love to have them back on the podcast any other time that we want to do this.
Only if they do that accent.
Yeah, the whole time.
Both of you to
Both of
have
them.
to do this.
So we also put out another episode, and John had some bones to pick, we'll say.
I was so angry.
So
Specifically with my personal character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly.
And the direction of the
Mostly
show.
I was just
But mostly
angry
Cody.
at Cody. Yeah, I was on the flight back from Italy, and I was just like, ooh.
He's like
Ooh.
messaging us, being like,
Yeah.
you guys are so wrong. Like, I disagree with everything that you're saying.
I think I did say I disagree with everything.
Yeah. So I
Which
think this is
isn't
your
true.
soapbox. This is your time.
Yeah, it's not true. I was exaggerating for comedic effect. If y'all know how that
Never
works.
do that.
No,
Never do that.
stop it.
Man.
And a lot of the things that the sections ended up kind of summarizing with, I agreed with those points. However, some of the meat of the conversations, I was like, wait, what? That's weird. First off, the thing that I probably got the angriest about was the maps. Like
Oh, shit.
Cody was just, playing different
Smart and handsome.
smart and handsome, playing different platforms with our community, and got brainwashed by Miramar somehow.
Oh, God, I know. The amount of times I've heard him say, you know what, I don't mind Miramar that much anymore. Or I should say, I actually don't mind Miramar so much no more.
But
So wrong.
You think that's what my voice sounds like?
It is what it sounds like. Listen to the podcast, Zach.
Come on, Zach.
So I don't disagree. I think that it is fun to go back and play the ones that we haven't played. However, I still don't think that they're as good a maps as Vikendi or Sanhok. I think those are much better thought out. They have more of a grasp on the game and the pacing and that kind of thing. It makes it way easier to play on. Doesn't mean I dislike them Like, it doesn't mean I hate them, but I do think they are less experienced maps and therefore not as good. I do like classic Erangel as a map. I think it's just really fun. We played it so much that we know it and love it to death.
Mm-hmm.
But the loot on there, I still think just garbage. But we'll see how this new update is, which we'll talk about.
Yeah. I do really. So we've been doing a lot of quick joins lately because of mostly queue times. But
Yeah.
man, the gunfights on Erangel, you can't beat them. You really can't.
Yeah. There's so many places where there's just no cover.
It's so much fun. But you're right. The loot is garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I get it. So that was the thing that was probably stuck to me the worst was Cody's partial love for Miramar, and I think he put it second or third.
I think
I believe it was second.
It might have been second, which I was like, wait, what? Because that is clearly the lowest tier map.
You're a lowest tier man.
But I mean, to be fair, my favorites, like currently, I still think Sanok is my favorite. I think Vikendi is second, and then Erangel and Miramar. I think that's how it goes. I still have, like I said, great love for Erangel, but we'll see how the loot feels on it, and then maybe I'll rearrange.
Mm-hmm.
Gaming strategies. We talked a little bit about specifically in mobile, Ben Almond and his questions and comments. Ben Almond Milk. Bush camping and snaking, and one thing that I just wanted to add in there is there was a lot of discussion about how to play, and I think like the biggest takeaway is like you should play how you think is fun. Some people think try-harding all the time, getting the most strategic kills or like long distance kills, something like that is the most fun. Playing aggressive is the most fun. Some people like sitting there camping, getting that win, getting as far as they can, and they think it's fun. Right? There was a mention of how sitting in a bush camping can get you top 10. To me, that isn't fun, but you should play however you like, whatever you think is fun. So like I said, I don't really think bush camping or snaking is fun, but you do you, Jammy.
I have to bring up that Jammy right there because we just recently figured out, and I don't know how long it's been since Jammy has been established as a known bush camper. But Downward Spiral came up with the term jambushed, and I think that's going to stick. And I want to lobby Jammy to change his gamer tag to Jambush.
Yeah. We should yeah.
I would donate funds from the podcast to fund the gamer tag change if that's
we should put
interested.
A donate bar on the Twitch streams so that everyone who donates contributes to the
yeah, like a ticker. Goal, yeah. Get Jammy Jambush.
That would make people so mad when he kills them from a bush. No. Like the match he was talking about where he like stood up after two teams had wiped each other out and one was reviving his friend or something like that, and he just stood up and took him out. Made me so mad. The last thing that was discussed that I wanted to discuss again, and this should be pretty quick, is the flares. Based on my quick play on after getting back, like how current or how frequent they are. So I totally agree with the feedback. There should be way less on the maps. I'm thinking like maybe one a game I think would be interesting. And I think it would also be really cool if it was a bigger event happen. Like you shoot a flare in the air and it alerts like half the map that you're there, right? Like make the flare go higher, make the shot louder, the whistle louder, that kind of thing. Make it something that people want to go and challenge and fight against by having these visual cues. You don't have to have a big thing on the map if you make it shoot higher in the air, right? And I don't care about the map marker really. That doesn't really bother me. I know they're taking it out tonight as well as the like alert, flare gun alert or whatever it is. But yeah, that didn't bother. But I think less of them in the game.
Yeah, it's right after we had that discussion, we played more. I realized how frequent when I looked up once and I saw 4 planes.
Yeah.
One of them was just the normal care package drop, and the others were all 3 flares, and I was like, this is too much.
Yeah, and
they fly so low.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So having the planes fly by, I understand that. Yeah, it's just a sound, but when you do have so many flares in the game, it is annoying to have the planes go by all the time. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Same thing Cody said was after I played more, I realized there was just too many. So I'm going to double down on that and say, take them out. And they've done it. They've heard our feedback. They've heard a lot of feedback from all across the community. And they've made changes that I think are good changes. So fewer flares, quieter planes. That's really it for me. That's the two biggies.
Yeah, I really don't mind that they're in the game. I think it's kind of a fun thing, but they should be rare.
Yeah, I think they're shooting for like 2 average per map per game.
I think they said 3.
Or is it 3? Okay. Either way, that's a good number, I think. Sweet. While John was out.
While John was out.
1,
2, 3. While John was out. Nailed it. Mobile home.
Meep.
Mobile.
Beep, beep.
So somehow, somewhere in Germany, there is a man named Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog found not our Twitter.
Nope.
Not our Discord.
Nope.
Not our website. Not our email.
Not our Twitch
He
page.
found our Reddit page.
Which, hold on. Last time we posted?
Never.
I think it was like a year ago.
So props to Mad Dog for reviving the Hot Drop Reddit page. Anyway, he listened to our discussion about triggers from a couple of weeks ago, and he had some thoughts. So we're going to go over those thoughts with you guys since he went to such lengths to find us.
11 months.
Hi, guys. Mad Dog from Germany here. I really enjoy listening to your podcast. The more so as you have discussed the mobile topics in the last podcast. I am purely playing PUBG Mobile as I frankly don't have the time to play PC and do not own a console. Therefore, I am, of course, always interested in your mobile home topics and am looking for more input from you on this. Regarding triggers, I've ordered some triggers from Amazon a few weeks ago, and I'm alternating between normal touch and triggers. No, I am not using claw. From my experience, using triggers does not give me a huge advantage. What I can say is that they enable me to move around easier while shooting, like sliding sideways during close quarters battle. But other than that, it's not that big a deal. I enjoy playing with them as they feel more natural like a controller. Nevertheless, my view is that they are an accessory which might ease the playstyle, but will not improve performance. Would love to write more, but I need to get back to work. Keep up the good work, and all the best, Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
So first of all, thanks, Mad Dog.
Yeah.
I think this beautifully sums up the idea that it's like, it doesn't make you better. However, it does make it easier to play. So I even find, even on my iPad, that like I just get tired of the way that I have to play with it, like moving my thumbs, adjusting, doing all that. I played on my phone yesterday, sitting in a dentist parking lot, and that was really tough. No, my wife was at the dentist, and I was with the phone, and I was bored, and there was a guy in the car next to me that just kept getting like high off his ass, and like his 16-year-old was like in the dentist, but he was sitting in the passenger seat. He looked homeless. It was super weird. So I decided I was going to play some PUBG Mobile so I didn't have to watch him smoke weed.
Yeah.
Did
Very
not
strange.
see that story taking that turn.
It went to a real weird place. But all in all, I agree with Mad Dog.
Yeah. Yeah, the triggers don't seem like they give an inherent advantage. You might be able to reposition, but based on what I've seen on the Reddit and other things, generally pros play claw, which seems pretty effective as a control style. Yeah, it's just whatever you're comfortable with. And there's no reason to give especially if you're playing this like just for fun, there's no reason to like hurt your hand trying to play the game. Like making it feel like a controller makes sense to me. I don't think it gives you an advantage really.
Yeah, ditto. I'm all for triggers. I don't think anyone thinks they're cheating.
Cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of triggers, they shouted out a player named Trigga who in the PUBG Mobile first anniversary report had the most chicken dinners last year.
How many?
I have no idea. They didn't say, but they had the most.
I bet it's a lot.
Speaking of, the part of the first anniversary report means that there's an in-game events page which shows like stats for you from the last year. So check it out.
It's pretty neat.
Sweet.
It's real neat, actually.
Sounds pretty cool.
PUBG Mobile is bomb.
We also have a new patch, which I remember when it released. So I think it was last week.
It was last week, yeah.
0.11.5.
Still not full release game, guys. This is still not a full release game.
And they did some things to match PC a little bit. Just scanning through these, like the G36C rifle on Vikendi, replacing the Scar and adding the Tukshai to Sanhok, which is kind of an interesting thing that they're adding it now, considering how long Sanhok has been out. But
yeah, and I don't think a lot of people are really excited about the Tuk Tuk. We were using it the other night, and it was garbage trash. It's so slow; you can't get up a hill. It's awful.
Yeah, and Sanhok is so many hills.
Yeah,
it's not great.
Not good.
But
it replaces all of the cars. By the way, does it do that on PC?
It replaces all of the non-Sanhok cars. So like there was the truck, I think, on Sanhok too.
Oh yeah. The Roni.
The Roni.
Yeah.
And the is that it? I can't remember.
So there was the UAZ at one point, Dacia, and
But
Bus. So that's what the Tuk Tuk replaces all of those. Then motorcycle probably exists still.
I don't remember motorcycle.
But yeah. No,
Anyway.
garbage trash. Anyway.
Scooter. I think there's a scooter.
Oh
on
yeah,
there, right?
You're right. Yep, there's a scooter.
So yeah, just going through these updates real quick. Royale Pass players can now view the RP rankings of entire regions and your friends directly from the Royale Pass page. Elite Pass Plus purchase now has additional rewards besides instantly gaining 25 ranks. Weekly challenges now award more, and they can now be collected with one tap.
I would like to take a moment to make a statement about this.
Yeah.
The Royal Pass is 100% the coolest seasonal pass that you could buy for any game.
Really?
Tell us why.
100%.
Yeah, tell us why.
So as you go through PUBG Mobile, right? So you have like normal everyday missions to just earn XP and whatever. But with the Royal Pass, I paid $10 for it this month. I decided I was going to buy it. And I was really excited about trying this. And as you rank up, you can buy the elite one for more or just the normal one for $10. Well, it is the elite one where you pay the $10, but there's another one where you get 25 ranks automatically. Anyway, as you complete the levels using RP, you have missions. And those daily missions will get you like 30 RP for entering a match with friends, right? But every time you hit 100, you go up a rank. And every time you go up a rank, you'll earn BP or in-game currency or all these things to redeem like twice as much XP for the next 24 hours. And so you can rank up faster. But the in-game currency is what you can use to buy your Royale Pass for the next season. And so if you complete it, it pays for itself the next season, every single season.
Smart.
And so you can just keep playing and keep playing. It gives you crates, it gives you skins, it gives you emotes, it gives you all this stuff. But there are 100 levels of this that you could do every single month.
Dang.
And it doesn't seem like they're making it too difficult to get through. Like it's not easy, but it's not like.
So I'm already at. I think as of right now, and I've played only like I don't know a half an hour every day. I'm already at 6. Like I know Tom is just cranking through them because he's really really good, but you can just do this weekly and you can hit it. And so it's a little bit of a grind, but when you get in with your clan mates, you can assist each other with them. And it's still, the missions do not take away from the game because the game is so free flowing compared to the console and PC platforms.
Right.
It's awesome. It's really cool.
That sounds awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played some mobile recently. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, I always have been. I just haven't played it very much and been trying to get in there more. We played a zombie mode the other night. with
that
Phoenix
was
and
so
Tom.
intense. That was
Very
so
intense.
intense.
Very intense.
Essentially, like the zombies come out in 2 waves. You have to survive 2 nights,
Right.
but you're also going against everyone else.
Right.
That's crazy.
And there's bosses
It's
that drop
nuts.
in, and it's just wild. Yeah. So I don't know if I want it on PC. Maybe as a limited time game mode might be cool.
Yeah, but I think it should stay around forever on mobile.
Yeah, it fits the mobile perspective pretty well, I think. So back on to the patch notes. As part of the anniversary celebration, there's birthday parties in Spawn Island. There's fireworks and crates that you can find. You can open the crates at the end of the match to get anniversary rewards, and you can find randomly spawned birthday cakes in match for a surprise. Like John mentioned, they added the G36. For some reason, it says
Weather.
they can equip stocks. That is not the case.
Yeah, I don't.
on
That is
PC.
not the case.
That
I
might be a
think they
typo.
just. No, it is not. I've had the G36 and I haven't been able to add an actual stock to it. So
Interesting.
I think.
Yeah. It must be typo. And I skipped this one accidentally. Dynamic weather has been added to Erangel and Miramar. And if I'm correct, and I might be correct, I think there's dust storms on Miramar.
I have
I
not.
remember
I have
reading
not
about that.
witnessed that myself, but I have also heard such
I
things.
think I've heard it. I've not seen it, but I've heard it. The Tuk Tuk is here. There's the Prime and Prime Plus plan for the Royale Pass. There's a couple of changes around the shop. Room cards. One use is a new thing in the clan shop. It's been adjusted to 1 purchase every 10 days. Added a robot avatar to the clan system. Made tweaks to the Survive Until Dawn zombie mode. Zombies will now enter a weakened state from time to time during the match. See in-game announcements for more information. I wonder if that's kind of like a limited time thing to try to get more people to play.
It might be too hard because it was. If we didn't know what was going on, if we didn't have Phoenix and Tom, we
Yeah.
wouldn't have survived. We wouldn't have
I bet
known.
you're right. Yeah, because we just took up a spot in a warehouse and we got above the ground level. Just we were standing on boxes, so they couldn't reach us. I think that's kind of a cheat in a way. Not a cheat, but like a way to survive longer. It's a legitimate strategy. But if I didn't know that, I wouldn't have survived nearly as long, I don't think.
Yeah.
Fix some areas of the map where zombies could not enter. Damage outside of the safe zone at night has been increased. Some resource drops, zombie skills, and vehicle fuel levels have all been tuned. And then a couple more things. Quick chat message. I got supplies is now pre-selected. Outfit preview will send a warning when a piece being previewed is hidden by a currently equipped piece. So that's just something in your inventory to be able to see, or not inventory, but in the shop to be able to make sure you're looking at the right skins. And then when previewing outfits from a new crate, the preview from the previous crate will be removed. Added tapping feedback to buttons of the main menu. And the animation skipping feature when purchasing 10 crates has been tuned.
The most important one out of that, in my opinion, is the I got supplies is now pre-selected because before you had 4 options to mark things. And while the I got supplies thing is the only one that is relevant to people who also have mics. Because the I got supplies is a ping marker that shows you where a level 3 vest is or where a gun is. But everything else is like, help, or get down, or go back to wherever we were. And that's for people who don't have mics. But they don't have an in-game ping system on the compass.
Yes, they have this for supplies, which is so key, though. It's so big. Like, Phoenix was doing it, Tom was doing it. I couldn't figure out where the button was because that's just me. I'm not that smart. But it was really helpful because it highlights a big icon in the world, and you can just follow it, just like Apex does. It's the same kind of thing for the I got supplies ping. I like that.
But it was this is actually a really good update. I think that it's got some stuff in there that just makes the game a little bit less not
Quality
clunky.
of life.
Yeah, quality of life in the game, but then when you're in the UI menus, it made it a lot easier to select things and you're not getting bombarded with a bunch of prompts. You still are, but not to the extent that you were before.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, this has been out for a little bit. You guys have probably played it. It's been out since the 20th. But it's a good update. If you haven't played mobile in a while, jump in. We're actually kind of having a little bit of a resurgence in the HOTDROP clan. Tom is taking point on this. He's trying to enter some more open, free tournaments. So if you're interested in that, you can join our Discord. Link in show notes, as always. And also reach out to Tom. He's kind of our clan leader and the person to talk to for invites to the clan and the crew.
He and Phoenix are the top dogs in that clan. So, and Ben, he's always around.
Yep. So cool stuff.
Almond?
Ben Almond Milk.
Almond Milk. Yep.
And also, I would say I'll call them our sister group, the Sofa King crew. They are running a monthly tournament / just community night. So if you're interested in that, you can reach out to Tom or Sofa King Slick. They will get you.
Or Sofa King Yummy.
Or Sofa King Yummy, exactly. They will get you the hookup on the deets. So it's pretty cool. It's nice to have a recurring thing where you know that you can look forward to some game nights with a bunch of people in a custom lobby. Nice.
PCP!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll follow me, we are now entering the personal computer place. You want some PCP? Yeah, show me what you got. We got an MP5K.
That's gonna be so cool.
It looks pretty slick. On Vikendi, getting rid of the vector for the MP5K. Has a larger magazine. It's gonna be 9mm, like the newly updated vector. Seems like it'll be pretty great early game. Might be a replacement for the Bizon, which has been my SMG to go or of choice in early game.
That thing is really come in handy a lot. Yeah, the PP Bizon.
Yeah.
I like it a lot too. I think it was Clay saying he doesn't think it does enough damage though at the end game against level 3s.
Oh no, no 9mm does. Like the doesn't either.
Right. So that could be an issue. I mean, especially because they're changing the vector to be 9mm. And dropping the damage from 34 to 31.
Yeah.
That instantly gives you one more bullet necessary. Like you need one more hit to take down someone. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. But let's talk about that in a second.
Yeah, no, I think the SMGs are a solid choice early and mid game, but by the end it's like level 3 gear. It's what we've been talking about on this map the whole time. Like the level 3 gear really just shuts out every other option except for ARs and DMRs, and those are at a decreased rate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Vector was the one that you could get away with hanging on towards the end because of the damage per second. It was just
45
so fast.
might be okay now with the 45 ammo or 45mm.
Right. So if they change the fire, let me see. What did they do to the ump? Because
they upped it to 33. They upped it to 33 from 31.
Okay, so that gives it more damage. I think they dropped the rate of fire just a little bit.
Did they?
I don't think so.
Mag to 25.
No,
I thought
the mag was just reduced and the sound was changed. They did not reduce the rate of fire.
Yeah, I read it in someone's comment somewhere that I know it wasn't in the notes, but I don't know if that person
maybe it's just sound.
That would have been something they couldn't just not add in the notes.
Yeah. It might be just the sound made people feel like that's. Yeah. But anyway, going through this list, new Survivor Pass, meh. I don't know. We'll see, but it lasts till June.
No one cares about the Survivor Pass on PC.
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
I still want that cool medic helmet.
I do too. Yeah, I think that ship has sailed, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Buy it on Steam or whatever for $1 million.
Yeah.
Probably 10 million even.
Cool update. The M16A4, which I haven't gotten to play with, but it actually seems like it could be pretty sick now.
Yeah, well, remember when it was cool and then they nerfed it really hard and everyone was like, why would we ever pick this weapon up again?
Yeah, no one ever liked it after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really bad.
But
when I first started to play, I always picked it up.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was a really good gun. It was super solid. If I picked it up, I wouldn't really switch it out unless like for a sniper or something. But yeah, that was my AR when I picked it up.
Yeah. And the burst mode was nice for up close too. I mean, it was decent at mid range, but even up close, I would go into houses using it like a shotgun.
Yeah. And now they've reduced the recoil on it. They have increased damage over distance. It can take a canted sight and the tac stock, which will decrease recoil, recovery time, animation kick, weapon sway, improve ADS speed, and hip fire accuracy. So this gun might be actually pretty great now.
Yeah, so here's the thing I think with this is they have taken the M16, which was garbage trash, and they have turned it into what it should have been all along, which is a filling the gap between an AR and a DMR. It's not quite a DMR status, but it fits that profile a little bit more because it takes the tack stock, which reduces the sway, and it gives you the canted sight option. So you can use it as a DMR with flexibility of still that medium range red dot.
When we got back to playing
6X on it.
When we got back to playing Erangel, I started to pick up the N16 a little bit more.
Because that's all there is.
Yeah, but you know, like you start to get used to it, and you go like, I remember how great it used to be to use this as a DMR, and this will just make me want to actually pick it up again instead of having to pick it up.
The bullet speed in this gun is very high. It's super, super high. So it makes sense that it kind of bridges the gap. I think we'll see how well it works, but you might be able to use burst pretty effectively at range, which would be insane for kill power.
Well, that's how the mutant kind of feels sometimes too.
Speaking of, they also included a tack stock on the mutant, so now you can use that with your burst fire tactics. They didn't reduce the recoil, but you can try using the burst with that.
Nice. I mean, I don't ever use the 2-round bursts.
Neither
I don't
do
know
I.
if it's because I don't like it or I just haven't given it a shot. I think it's probably both. But I think I should give it a shot. But it's like, I would only find this weapon on Vikendi, or sorry, not Vikendi, Sanhok. And it's just, there's so many other options available that I don't take the time to learn the mutant very well.
Right.
Yeah.
Loot Mecha, you don't need the Mutante.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a bad DMR anyway.
Yeah.
Like in comparison to all the others that you can find with all the loot in Sanhok.
It's only the damage that would make you ever want to pick it up.
Kind of.
Because I still pick up the M4 when I'm in a pinch for a DMR over the mutant.
Yeah.
Even though I'm tempted to.
Yeah. And the reason why, like, I do the same thing. The reason why I pick up that M4 all the time is because I've had the most practice with it. It spawns on every single map. I know it pretty well. I like it the most. I like how it looks. I like how it sounds. It's nostalgic to Erangel in the olden days. K98 M4 loadout. Yeah. And it's just a weapon that you can practice with more often because you find it on every single map. So yeah, the mutant is it seems like it should fill a really good role, but it doesn't do it for me. And I think it's just I haven't given it a good enough shot.
I'm wondering if that's how the M16 will feel currently, because it should be vaguely in the same spot. Not
it should be
damage, but you know the bullet speed will make up for that, and the burst fire. So we'll see.
Yeah,
it seems pretty cool though.
Yeah, the bullet speed of the M16 definitely turns it into a slightly worse Mini 14, which I love. I love the Mini 14.
Yeah,
and Vikendi has rekindled my love for it because the QBU was the one that replaced it on Sanhok. So I haven't played with it in a while.
You hate it for reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. I never got into the QBU.
Didn't like it?
No.
I think it's because Zach liked it, and you were just like, ew. Zach touched.
Yeah, he doesn't even listen to the podcast.
I like the I like the QBU still a lot, actually, over the Mini.
Yeah.
I don't know about over. They're pretty equivalent in my eyes.
I like the Mini more just for the bullet sound. That shearing metal
we
sound
know.
is so good. I know.
Plink,
I'm a sound maniac. You know it.
Yeah.
But Clay has also taught me.
Clay don't teach, mister.
Clay's taught me to use the QBU a little more on Sanhok. No.
Clay is a monster.
He's a monster with that weapon. So,
oh my god,
it made me think that I could do it, and then I tried it, and I was like, no, I actually can't.
You'll never be Clay. You'll never be Clay.
But a lot.
I tried.
So changes to Vector, uses 9mm, 9 mag by default now, which is interesting. I wonder if that will still mean that it's garbage with the 9mm unless you get an extended mag. Damage reduced from 34 to 1.
That seems like such a small change, that 34 to 31, but that's huge.
It's bigger than most of the other damage changes we see. Like usually it's a point drop.
Yeah.
Also, this is a pretty common thing. PUBG Corp will drop a new weapon and then nerf a bunch of others as if to make the new weapon that they drop way better than everything else. And it's really weird. I don't know if I like that, but it's just kind of weird. Like when they dropped the SLR, they made the SKS worse.
Yeah,
just right away. So yeah, anyway, something
real quick, I just want to see if you had any thoughts as to why they did these changes. So Vector, did they think it was too strong?
We talked about this actually, right? Me and Cody were talking about it, I think, the group chat.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't we have that conversation?
I probably was swamped at work and missed it. So, can you give me a summary?
I'm trying to remember. We said it like made sense because having the higher damage and the fire rate just made the Vector like the better weapon by far. The mag was also obviously a detriment, but it's not too hard to find an extended mag. And then it's just like the king of the SMG.
And at this point, I think all SMGs will be pretty equally balanced at this point, with an advantage for all.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the Vector still has like a huge rate of fire. The MP, well, I guess that replaces the Vector. But yeah, so the Vector has the huge rate of fire. The Bizon has like a decent fire rate as well as a huge magazine. And the Ump is just kind of like the medium.
Yeah.
With a higher damage now, a decent mag, it should be usable in a very versatile.
Yeah.
I would say.
I think the Ump actually is the more intriguing of these changes. 45 ammo is going to be weird to get the hang of, picking up the blues instead of the reds for the Ump.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to make it just... I think the Ump is sort of your bridge into the AR territory. So if you cannot find an AR and you had the option between a Vector or Bison or Ump, you'd probably want to go Ump, right? I think that might be a little stronger, give you a little more range. Do you think that's correct? I'm just trying to think of when I would pick up one over the other.
I think you're right that it would give you more range, but I think I would pick up the Bizon because I've had a lot of really good games with that. It's tough, obviously, on the big armor, but I think I would just have to play around the range and the recoil rather than trying to use the Ump. I don't know. I would probably pick up both if I didn't have an AR, right?
Yeah, I guess you're picking up both. I think I would trend towards the Ump in that situation, but it's hard to say. I love the Vector.
With the 45,
I'm kind of bummed that they nerfed it pretty hard.
Yeah, with the 45, it should be interesting. It might put the herd out. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Sound change too, so we'll see if you like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you might hate it now.
I know.
You might be like,
You might think it's dumb as hell.
Mutant can now use tac stock, which is also cool. See how that goes. SMG and pistol attachments are the same. They are
Let's talk about this. This is huge. And I have a theory behind this that has zero scientific backing, so I'm going to say it loud and often.
And,
all right?
You know, I just believe you. I just trust you. Your instincts, right?
My intuition is unmatched.
And he's also a lord.
Now that I'm standing
oh my
and recording this, I feel so powerful. Okay? So I have this feeling. So people don't use pistols all that often. We know that. It's just a fact. I think and again, know nothing about this, but it's definitely true. By putting them all out there so they're all going to match, that might do something with quality of life within the game of having to render in things and be able to do less work on the back end. So like it all models. Just spawns in fewer models, fewer character attributes. Is that what I'm looking for? Assets? I don't really know.
Yeah.
Assets. Yeah. And so there's less things to spawn out and load in. It literally cuts it by a quarter. A third?
Well, so are they still going to have SMG specific attachments?
No.
Or is it just SMG and pistol combined?
All attachments that would go on SMGs and pistols are not the same thing. And while you can't put a vert grip on a pistol other than a Scorpion.
Yeah.
Like all vert grips will now go on anything that can take a vert grip. But all extended mags will go on both SMGs and pistols.
Well, what about this? So like they combined the AR and DMR attachments. Well, sorry,
right.
Scratch that. They made the AR attachments work on DMRs, but they still have
snipers aren't the same.
That's not the same. Yeah, no, you're right. I think you're right on this.
Yep.
Yeah, and too bad we didn't get a chance to use it because
nothing to back it up. However, it's definitely true. Tell your friends.
I think it'll help a little bit. I don't think it'll be a huge performance impact. It might be a little bit more console. But
maybe just less buggy on their end, you know?
I think it's just less to worry about. Like, it's barely ever used.
Like, no one's using this shit anyway. Let's just...
Yeah, right.
The cool thing, I think, for me, is that this changes the loot tables, right? Because now those pistol attachments are no longer there, so what spawns in place?
Yeah, that it basically makes better loot across the board because it makes room for the better, higher value attachments. Yeah, it just takes away those items that people never pick up. So, and going back to the loot rebalance letter that came out a while ago, and I don't know if we ever covered it, but they showed a breakdown of the different areas on the map and the expected pickup rate for all items that spawn in that area versus the actual pickup rate. And you could see that, like, across the board, people don't pick up everything. Like, it's not, everyone knows PUBG is a game of inventory.
Yeah.
But there's so many things left behind in those shitty loot tier areas, like Gatka on Erangel, for example. You're not going to pick up the Uzi stocks or the quick draw pistol mags. Actually, I think those are gone. Anyway, the extended pistol mags, because like by that point you don't want a pistol. Like it's doesn't really give you much to take your P92 from 15 to 20 rounds or whatever it does.
I think the more interesting metric would be like time to loot and percent to loot. So like how much gets picked up. Turn. Like if a place is really easy to loot, right, it's easier to pick up the majority of loot. But if in Gatka things are spread out and it's horrible anyway, so like do people just go into like one or two houses and then they're like, fuck this place, and then drive to Pachinki or whatever?
Yeah.
So guys, I've been playing a lot of different maps lately, and I gotta say, Getka's not that bad. I can't do it. It's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah, it's bad. I can't. Thought I could do it, but I can't do it. It's horrible. It's terrible.
But yeah, so I think that would be interesting to actually see like the time spent looting in relation to the percent picked up, and like if that is equivalent to higher tiered loot areas or lower tier loot areas, or I think that kind of data would be.
Yeah,
but anyway,
because I was picturing that from the perspective of the loot is just shitty, and so people are not picking it up. But there's like you're saying, it depends on how they draw the boundaries of those areas. There could be a lot of houses that people don't go to. Because especially Gatka, there's like a little housing complex here, and then there's the trenches, and then there's another little housing complex, and there's just shit fields.
I've noticed on Xbox, people don't shy away from shooting range, which I think is strange.
We used to land there quite a bit.
Now we don't, because it's shit.
No, yeah. Well, it's same with Novo. I mean, that's why I hope that this is going to be...
Novo shit? Don't do this to me.
Oh, it's real bad, John. It's real bad.
The crates are nothing.
Off of the crates,
There's just nothing there. They used to be so good, and I don't know why they did what they did.
It's such a big area. They never should have done that.
Yeah.
Other news, bullet loops for shotguns and rifles have been combined into one called ammo loops.
There you go, same kind of thing.
On pistols, yeah, exactly. Just reducing there's no reason to have all that shit anyway.
Yeah.
Again, I know it to be true. It is to take stuff off the back end.
Sure.
Truth. Factual. Completely exonerated.
Jesus. Holosites work on pistols. And here's a couple of interesting changes. SR body damage multiplier from 110% to 150%, which is huge. And SMG limb damage multiplier from 120 to 125, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you shoot like 40 bullets in a second, that's a lot.
So here's the thing with that sniper increase. So it was... Body shot damage of SRs goes from 110 to 150% increase. And what that does is give you a one shot against a level 2 vest to the chest.
With an AUM?
With a AUM. And also, if you're at 75 HP, so say you hit a guy, they first aid up, but they don't have boosts, a K98 will do 74.2 damage to the chest. Under 100 meters, but the M24 will take him out. So suddenly you have...
With a level 2?
With a level 2. So M24 will take out someone who's at 75 HP if it hits them in the chest and they have a level 2.
This is the other thing. I forgot about this, but you said take the M24, put it back in the crate. That is a terrible idea. Don't... I did not like that part of the podcast either. I forgot about that part.
Again, standing and pointing and flailing my arms. Put it back in the crate.
Anyway, that's very interesting.
So yeah, that will give you the reason to go for the M24 over the Kar98. You know, it's small, and like before, I always seem to treat them as fairly identical in terms of damage output. There's always the difference between magazine fed versus stripper clip, but the whole thing is that M24 seems to be more viable now if it can take out someone in one hit at 75 health.
It's a big
yeah. And I think it's needed. I think they needed to give those SRs a little boost, especially because we saw that the level 3 helmets spawn on Vikendi now.
Yeah.
Still can't figure that decision out.
The other really cool thing about this change is you can safely take a quick shot for the head without thinking too much about trying to compensate for bullet drop, which doesn't happen too much under 300, but you can just basically fire away and you're still doing like a ton of damage, more so than you used to the chest. So you're not as heavily punished as you used to be.
Right.
Which means that those body shots that you get when people are on the run, the follow-up shots, because you can't kill them with one shot to the head, do way more damage too. Which is awesome. Anyway.
Yeah. And
SMG limb damage, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I was going to say the same kind of thing here is like they nerfed the vector just a little bit, but I have to crunch the numbers to figure this out. But they increased the damage multiplier to limbs with SMG, and you're typically supposed to use SMG running and gunning, right? And you probably hit a lot of limb shots. Accidentally or otherwise. So the little boost in percentage must be for a certain reason. I haven't figured out exactly what yet or what that does. It's usually like when you hit that certain threshold, like 100 health and level 2, or 75 health and a level 3, like you'll take 4 shots instead of 5. So I don't know the exact reason behind this, but it sounds like they're trying to make SMGs a little more powerful. Some of them anyway.
Does any of the armor change the damage when you hit a limb?
I don't think so.
Because this might be a way.
It's always a relief. It's always a relief when I get hit and I look and I go, "Oh, thank God, my armor's fine." But I don't think it actually does affect it.
Nope. I just confirmed that it does not.
Okay,
it's almost as if you didn't do anything. You just said, "Oh, I've confirmed it."
I looked it up. Battlegrounds.party is a website.
This might be a way to kind of combat the level 3 armor stuff, is that you can hit limbs without being heavily penalized or as heavily penalized. And it'll still, it'll do just a little bit more damage, but when you hit it a lot, it's up a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, I don't think it's that big of a difference. But yeah, decreased overall aim punch, which is really interesting, applied when being shot by an enemy. So this is
essentially they're saying you're not going to jump as much when you get clocked in the face with a bullet.
This makes snipers better.
Yeah,
snipers and DMRs got a huge buff because you can peek an AR and now you won't get as punished when you get that first shot on you. You can still probably get your headshot off without missing.
Yeah, that's happened before for all of us.
Huge change.
You get
more me all the time because I'm not good at peeking.
No, this happens to me because I would literally try and challenge people in a field. Like I love doing that with the Car 98 on Erangel.
It's the most satisfying thing when you land a really good one when you're just standing your ground.
Yeah. No, it's so good. So and then the times when I would lose it is usually when I would get like sneaky peeked or something, and then I would get aim punched and couldn't hit my shot.
Yeah. This actually reminds me of my playstyle problems when we played Apex. So in Apex, it's a game that encourages you to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. And even if you get caught from outside of cover, just to turn and shoot. But in PUBG, I do the opposite. It's like, instead of returning fire, I'm just going to try to run back to cover. And I always got punished for that in Apex. But in PUBG now, if I know that I can turn around and shoot back, even while I'm taking damage, and my bullets are still going to go straight, that could make me a little more aggressive. It could actually pay off when I'm thinking I need cover, but I actually don't need to go to cover now. I can just turn and shoot. Because I always felt that if someone got the drop on me, there's just no way I can get them back unless I find cover first and reset. That's just how my mindset playing PUBG always is. It's just like, I'm getting hit, oh shit, find cover first, and then regroup. Okay, where are they? Instead of just turn, react, shoot.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how much this decreases it, but yeah, this could be a big change.
Yeah.
Other big change, first aid kits will no longer heal instantly after use timer and will instead restore health over a 2-second period.
The way that I see this, go ahead.
Does this mean the same thing for med kit, or is it just first aid?
Probably just first aids, because I feel like that's the appeal to a med kit.
Yeah.
But also when it comes to the first aid, I see this because you know how a lot of times I notice you'll use your first aid because you know somebody is pushing
Yeah.
That's going to cause a problem.
It's an
That
extra
that 2 seconds, whew.
That's a long time. That's a long time in a firefight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
That's pretty cool.
The reason that I heard a lot of our community members speculate was because of blue zone campers at the end. It makes it just a little more,
Because you'll chunk
of
half
time.
of that 2 seconds away.
yeah. So
And
it'll
you'll
kill you faster.
Oh shit! Yeah, those times when I've just barely lived. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! And I don't even blue camp. That's just from being caught out in fucking Miramar.
Yeah. Like how you went there.
Yeah, I had to get that shot in.
It's not that bad.
No aim punch now, so I can shoot.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this change because I never saw it being a problem before. I never thought that people could heal in the blue constantly because games have never ended that way for me.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if this will promote camping because you do have to sit there and wait for your health to heal up. So it'll kind of like draw out those long distance fights even more.
Yeah, I wonder why they chose to do this 2 more seconds for casting versus just make the total time 2 seconds longer and make it instant.
I think that it makes it, because if you did it just
it's more
2
fun
seconds
anyway.
longer, it doesn't change as many aspects of the game.
Yeah, you can
Because
return to the fight faster.
we've just named 3 reasons why it matters. And if you would add just 2 seconds to it, it does not change that.
It's one thing, and that's when you're pushed by somebody. That would be the only time.
Yep.
I just don't see it being that big of a problem. I don't know why they changed this.
I don't either,
I don't-
but I think it's interesting.
I think that it's a cool move, actually.
We'll see.
I don't see it being that big of a problem. However, I do see that people, if you are trying to heal in the play zone and you're almost going to make it, it makes you change the way you're doing it. It makes
I
you
think-
push out of the blue faster.
Yeah, I think I'm going to die a lot more.
Yeah, me too. Hardcore.
Yeah.
We're trying to
Hardcore.
Like when they upped the blue damage, we died a lot. That was like
Yeah. Yeah, but do you remember when you couldn't see through it? That was the worst.
Oh,
Dude,
that
that's
was garbage.
dumb.
Yeah.
Other change: vehicles now block players from receiving grenade damage with a similar mechanism used for other objects. I'm guessing like houses or obstacles.
Yeah. They're essentially just
although-
making it
Yeah,
so the grenades don't hit you when you're right behind the car and it lands in front of it.
yeah. Depending on grenade position, trajectory, damage can still be dealt to players hiding behind vehicles. I'm guessing you can see a grenade, you will be damaged by
Yeah,
it
makes
in
sense.
first person or whatever. Like if you're prone underneath like the car in between the tires or whatever, you'll
Yeah.
probably get hit.
If a grenade has a line of sight on you, you
Yeah,
are
I'm
going
not
Stage
gonna-
rules. If
I'm
you
not
can
gonna-
see the audience, they can see you.
I'm not going to guarantee that's correct because it's PUBG, but you know, something along those lines.
It's definitely what they're trying to say, at least.
Now we have the loot balance for Erangel.
Yeah, I'll grab this. So they did the first round of loot balance modifications. And the first round of changes are increasing the spawn rate of ARs by 12%, DMRs by 16, and SMGs by 14. SRs and handguns received a slight spawn rate increase as well, but they didn't give you a percentage for some reason. Don't know why. So they say, due to item changes this patch, including merging some attachments together, there is naturally a gap left in spawns which needs to be filled with other items. Because of this, we have increased the spawn rate of other items evenly. This will also result in a small increase in spawns of high priority items such as ARs, meds, etc. This also means the overall loot for other maps has also increased slightly, although no changes have been made to individual item spawn ratios on other maps. Yeah, this just is saying that because we have fewer items to choose from in the loot pool, all items will be increased in spawn rate.
Yeah, it just seems like a balancing act, nothing drastic.
Yeah, I think this is going to help. I think 12% is a decent amount for ARs, and we should see a noticeable increase on Erangel.
I think we bumped it up to like 200%.
It was just
On,
everywhere.
No. It was just like fine. Like I'm actually worried about this.
Oh, man. Well, this is just the first round, so we'll see what else they have in store after this.
They'll be like, whoa, we messed up. We messed up. This is not good. We
Back
messed
out
up.
all changes, and then call it good.
Yeah.
They did-
Raise the height of planes.
Yeah, I was gonna
flying
say
for flare guns.
that's big for me. That flare gun balance. The planes are now not flying directly over your head.
Mhm.
That's great because that was super low. They were like 200 feet above the ground.
Mhm.
I think they said they raised it to 500. Yeah, from 350
To
So it's
500,
a
yeah.
good- yeah.
And that should make it quieter as well.
Yeah, that's that. And you only get one set of gear from it in squad mode from the flare gun care package, which is the same as solo and duo mode. So
I guess I didn't realize there was more.
Sets. Yeah, we always talked about it being 2 weapon
Oh,
sets.
yeah,
but
yeah,
That's all
that's
we
right.
cared about because we're squad, but same now.
Oh, yeah, there you go. 3 flare guns per game for all maps. Yeah.
Which is the perfect amount
Yeah.
because some maps people won't find them.
Mm-hmm. Most
Well,
maps.
I think it says an average to indicate like that's how many they assume people are going to be able to find, but based on their other loot items. Maybe.
I don't know how they would have gotten that information because you couldn't get on the test server on the American servers.
Yeah. I did once. I don't know. It must have been right when it dropped. I played a couple solos. And I
They
never
also
found
changed some of
MP5.
the. Oh, really?
Yeah, I never found it.
They changed some movement sound wrestling. So like
Yeah.
gear, backpack, weapons make rustling noises as you're moving.
I noticed this. And actually, I called it out to the random squad I was playing
Did you
with.
notice yours or like an
Mine.
enemy's?
Mine. I noticed it because it sounded like I had like a key ring on my belt and making this high-pitched jingling sound. And I was
It's
like,
a
this is
jingle?
different. Yeah. It was
That is not a rustling in my mind.
Yeah,
As I was
a jingle and a rustle are not the same sounds.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm standing and moving my arms, so you know it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like this change. Maybe they tweaked it a little bit, but as it stood when I was playing, it did not like
Currently stands.
currently
like
stands,
I am.
waving its arms about.
They had a bunch of UI changes as well, and then a change that I really like is they changed the crosshair for
Oh,
when you have
super
the
cool, right?
canted. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
smart.
it like tilts it 45 degrees or whatever, so your crosshair looks more like an X instead of like a T.
Very smart.
Very
Yeah.
excited about that.
So that's really helpful. Other just random other updates, friends list stuff, menu UI changes, team management replay changes. Old replays won't work in their system anymore because they updated a bunch of stuff. Performance fixes, and also Irish language support. And a bug fix highlight from me, one of my favorites, fixed an issue where vines hanging from wire in Camp Bravo on Sanok were blocking bullets.
Interesting.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You know what I wish is that those chicken fence things, you
Yeah.
could shoot through those. That pisses
Man,
me
wouldn't
off
that be
every
great?
time.
Because it's 80% air.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
20% wire, and you can't
And
shoot
I know for a fact that that bullet would just go right through that chicken wire.
straight through it.
Straight through.
Want to know how I know it's a fact?
Because you're
Because
waving your
you've
arms.
shot chickens before.
Because I am waving my arms and
There
I
it
am
is.
standing.
Anyone else have a bug highlight?
My bug highlight. Don't you cry for me.
Players could drive through a window on a motorbike without breaking the glass.
Yes. Yes, that is your highlight. I love that one too.
Because that's something I would do.
While I would have liked to exploit this, I think that mine is they fixed the issue where the canted sight increased ADS speed of other scopes that were attached.
Dude, that's just not exploitation. That was just true, like across the board. That wasn't like, right? Isn't that true?
Yeah, I
remember
guess it's
people
not
talking
technically
about it.
exploitation because people knew about it, but I guess like, yeah, maybe like that's fun and all, but
that
they
crazy,
did
though?
not intend for it to happen, and it's
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
that it did, but I'm glad they fixed it.
Well, it's 2 different parameters, right? Because the canted sight, I think, increases ADS speed just like a red dot does.
Yes, it does.
So it was just like stacking with whatever other
mhm.
parameters.
Could you
were
imagine just
included.
pulling up the 8x bullet like just like that?
It's no longer a wah. It would be like a wah.
Doppler effect.
For those who don't know, that's the sound of a 15x being pulled up. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then 8x is whoa. And then 8x with a bug is whoa.
But yeah,
Oh,
pretty
beautiful.
cool update. I'm excited to play that some more.
Yeah, so you guys, with the exception of John, who has left us for Europe, we'll see that when we play tomorrow.
Yep. And then Xbox and PS4, we'll see it in 3 to 4 business months.
So, who wants to move on to the station of play or whatever the fuck we call this thing?
No, let's stay in this happy update
This
for a
is
while.
a nice update.
No, let's go to
just wanna
Station X,
stew in
guys. No, come on, let's go over to
No,
Station
I
X.
don't
We'll do
want
some
to. I
stuff.
know what's gonna happen.
It'll be fun.
Wonderful hot tub of just warmth and bubbles.
Come on,
And there's
come,
some lovely soaps.
come with me.
don't
We're
want
gonna go to
to.
Station X. The train's
If we go to
leaving.
Station X, it's like the girls' bathroom in Harry Potter and Cody's moaning Myrtle, all right? It doesn't sound fun at all.
Come here.
Let's stay in the prefix
Station
bathroom.
X.
It's just nice.
Come here.
Patches out there.
Fine.
All right,
Fine.
Station X.
Are you fucking kidding me? I advocated for us. I'm standing and waving my arms right now. There's not a goddamn thing in here.
John in the background.
Roll the fucking sound clip, Dan.
I'd really like to talk about how dumb as hell that is.
Dumb as hell.
You're so dumb. Really dumb. For real.
Dumb as hell.
There is fucking nothing. Zero, zip, zilch, nothing. Remember when we waited 6 goddamn weeks for a patch, and then we got that patch, and it really wasn't all that great, even though we were like, hey, there's some stuff, let's be happy. Guess what? Still fucking nothing. Still fucking nothing. No bi-weekly letters, no nothing. Nothing. It's dumb as hell.
That's our show. Thanks for watching.
The last update for like Xbox update number 5 patch notes, that was on March 4th.
It's ridiculous.
We haven't heard shit from them since then.
Nothing.
That's crazy.
There's not a fucking blip on Reddit. There's not a
That's
blip from anybody.
crazy.
26 days. Nope, that's the first. I
Nope.
can't do math.
4.
7, 14, 21, 22, 23
24.
days.
Unreal.
Oh, right. It's the next day here.
Get it together.
That's crazy.
Bad.
The
It's
game
actually
is
crazy.
the game is running better than it has been in the past. But the other day I was playing and I got stuck underneath the castle because nothing fucking loaded in.
There's actually areas of the map that you cannot go regardless of if you have an SSD or a regular hard drive, because if the SSD people load too fast sometimes, and then other places when you don't have an SSD you get caught under the map and you can shoot the people who do have an SSD. It's all fucked up. It's so fucked.
Unbelievable.
It's so fucked.
But that's our show, everyone.
Thanks for watching.
Had to end on a happy note.
John's back.
Hey.
Now we make the hotline plan. Fuck it.
Sound like Cody just went to commit suicide.
Just commit Sudoku.
You have new messages.
Hey y'all, I'm just calling to say that team killing is bad and you shouldn't do it. Make sure this makes it in this week's episode. I know you haven't edited it yet, Daniel. You cannot resist the power of the dark side. The Xbox is the superior platform and you will be defeated if you continue to play on PC. The Xbox will win.
Aunt Jemima syrup is the only syrup you should be looking for when you get a hankering for some pancakes or some waffles. All right, Xbox, we got community night on Sunday, community day for me because I'm Eastern, so it's going to be all day for me, and then in the night for whoever is still playing. Let's freaking go, man. I haven't really gotten a chance to do much customs on Xbox because I came in to the Discord the week after the first one happened, I think, and I'm looking forward to this, man. Let's freaking do it.
HOTDROP.
This is Hot Drop, where we bring you premier PUBG analysis and stuff. This is Hot Drop, where we bring you premier PUBG analysis.
I'm Cody.
Oh, that was hot.
That was hot. This
Okay, well,
is Hot Drop. This is Hot Drop, where we bring Cody laughing behind my voiceover.
sass me again with that accent. We'll see what happens. Wait, no. Now we go again.
One more.
No, we go again.
This is Hot Drop, where we bring you premier PUBG analysis and stuff in here. I'm Dano.
I'm Cody.
And I'm John.
Because he's back from Europe. No, he's not. He's just on the other side of the internet. Woo!
We stream Mondays and Thursdays.
I couldn't find it. Also, did you say analysis?
I think I said analysis, yeah. Let's do that.
Take
Go.
5. Still rolling. Action.
John disagrees with every value and moral I hold. We stream Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/_podcast. We release new episodes whenever the fuck there's content.
Updates John's feedback at how we suck. No one calls the hotline number, but it's in the show notes, you fucks.
Professionals, people. We are professionals.